Contrasting styles, two good teams. What are we looking for?
Yeah, just as you said, you've got two physical teams that are going to go at it. First of all, you got Brown. They're going to look for set piece dominance to lay the platform, but they will use the backs like Will Zeller. Then you got AIC. They prefer a bit less structure, so they're going to be very dangerous on the offloads, on the kicks, and the wide passes. I'm excited for this one.
First kickoff in white is AIC. They have committed a penalty early, and here comes, take a look.
Well, it was just all from that maul, and it was just that pressure, and they just kept composure. AIC stopped it really well, but they organized left. They got the drive on, and they got the reward. Great start from Brown.
So we didn't get that. Lonsanor is going to line this one up. This one's from pretty straight in front here. We're on a multi-line field here, so a little bit different here at Fairfield University, Rafferty Stadium, Fairfield, Connecticut. Thank you so much from Liberty Rugby Conference to Fairfield University. Austin Ryan, Director of Rugby, getting this whole day set up. We've seen some great rugby as these teams play for the road to Houston. We'll talk about that in just a second with Matt McCarthy from Rugby Wrap-Up. Lonsanor slots that one. Assistant referees are happy with it. And Matt, these two teams are on the road to Houston in the National Collegiate Rugby Playoffs. Point of their game. Referee Steffens right on the mark there, but ball comes back to AIC. AIC on the move. Ball to the back there to Tenorio Tovez, the scrum half. He's got players on him. Brown turns that one over. Lewis looking quickly. Corbett on the spot. Corbett runs around the outside. The Harlequins Academy player, one of the more vaunted players in the States at the moment. Lonsanor shows one way, goes the other. He is not the biggest fella on the field, but he's certainly shifty and can make things happen. We have a penalty now against AIC. We'll go to the contact coach. Brown has been very effective offense and defense so far.
Yeah, they sure have. That was
have the penalty advantage. Lewis looking for runners. Little pick and go there. Ball works the way back. Player off his feet there for AIC, but a little immaterial to what the play was going. Estevez standing next to Lewis. They put that one out to Lonsanor. Lonsanor is going to go for the kick pass. Remember, they have a free play here. If they can pick this one up, ball comes down into the hands of Cortabaria, the Belen Jesuit graduate. Lewis comes around, looks for Lonsanor. Lewis hangs onto it, as scrum halves do near the try line. Another arm out there for
AIC can really hang their hat on. Potentially with this point going over, a 10-point game, AIC are still well in this match.
Lonsanor, the sophomore, lines this one up.
He's got a lot going on with that body movement.
He always makes sure his hair is okay, Matt, so that's important when he's got his little pre-kick move here. But just eyeing out the posts is Lonsanor. Every kicker has their own little ritual. Steps in. Lonsanor has the distance and has the accuracy, 17 to...
That's the ruck like we're seeing now.
Lewis moves to Lonsanor to Zeller. Zeller has a couple of people coming on him, able to step back in. Is a Massachusetts native and one of two seniors in this team. Lewis has to get by a defender. He's going to hang on the ball himself. Lewis on a run. Lewis has one to beat. He's tackled eventually. Lonsanor's got some runners. Cortabaria, Santiago Cortabaria, Uruguayan-born, Belen Jesuit graduate, playing fullback. Brother on the reserve bench. Lewis has to come in and take this one. Player looked just a touch offside.
Fafetai, and of course, Kalnu Valu all had great matches. The 7, 8, and 9. I mean, the 5, 7, and 8 of AIC. But Archer, the arrow on target for the Archer.
Referee has yellow carded Lonsanor. I find that a bit surprising. Lonsanor, not one of the more combative players in this team, the fly half, but he's going to be off for the remainder of this one. A bit surprised.
The Frenchman that went to high school in Singapore, right? And now he's in college in the United States.
In Providence.
We're over time
here. We are in injury time at the moment. Referee's time. It's going to be a line out here for AIC. See big Afasant at the front there. Little line out practice before the actual line out. Happens now and again.
To see how the Brown defense can deal with it and how both teams go in this game.
Well, we are moments away from this one getting underway. Semi-final action coming to you all the way from Reading. And it'll be Rafael Lonsignor, the sophomore, to get proceedings underway for the Brown Bears, going from left to right. The road to Houston is almost at a close, and it's taken in immediately into contact by Mark Blum, the senior out of Lakewood, Ohio. And such a strong carrier wearing the 12 jersey today. Lewis gets it back to Lonsignor, puts it to the boot, and it is a fantastic touch finder early on in this one for Rafael Lonsignor. And as we've seen all season, Craig, that man is such a linchpin for them in the 10 jersey.
Absolutely. His kicking out of hand is fantastic. And when you're kicking the ball, you're looking to either get it contestable or not land in the opposition's hands. And Brown really fancies their line out. So that's a big tactic from Brown right now. And they're going to try and put pressure on and try and win the second line out in succession.
And Reynard Boshoff for his second line out. This one taken cleanly by Rick Rose. And cut out pass to Joseph Hawthorne.
Tackle from St. Bonaventure. They're winning the game line battle right now. And there's Lonsier, who's having a little go, but he's met by 3 or 4 St. Bonaventure players. Good defense there in the midfield, but Brown do recycle the ball. There's Corbett once again with the pin, just moving his team forward. And another little carry there by the Brown forwards just to set up a platform. Lontier's back onto his feet. He goes for a high kick into the midfield. Will Zeller's all over it. He looks for the tackle. He does get the tackle, but the offload to Bonaventure, and now they're in space.
El Hasso finds Lewis off to Lonsignor, who opts for the boot option again and finds a little bit of open grass just in front of the 22, letting it bounce fortuitously are the Bonnies. Hawthorne, strong carry by this man so far in the game. Lorenzato finds Steffens. Tola goes for the grubber kick through, but Rafael Lonsignor is there to clean it up, and he puts in his famous trademark sidestep, but they get the kick away, and it's a little bit nothingness. So Bonnie's on the counter-attack here through Greg Steffen by Campbell O'Connor. Lewis back to Lonsignor, again persisting with the boot, and it's found Twala at the back. Can't take it cleanly on the first bite, but gets it on the second. Change down, Ollie Corbett, the big lock, racing after it. Corbett for the Bears. Wow. Bears, no surprises, will look to try and draw this one up. Points critical in these games, really, aren't they? Taking the most of your opportunities, Craig.
Absolutely. If the points are on offer, particularly at this stage in the game, you just keep that scoreboard ticking over. And you saw from Brown's play there, it's probably a facet because they were in the 22 that they like to keep things tight. St. Bonaventure are liking to play into the wider channels a little bit more. So we've got a really...
He's looking pretty well organised, but the Bears have come in and turned it over. Dylan Lewis finds Lonsignor at the back, who goes for the exit and does a decent job of it, as Manu Tola can't quite collect it cleanly again, and he launches the counter-attack, and it's messy here. It's been turned over, just slowing things down a little bit, looking for his runners. And here they arrive in the form of Antonio Estevez. Almost securing a turnover, where's St. Bonnie's, but Brown secure of the ruck. Lonsignor through to Corbett. An open pasture, look at him go. Ollie Corbett looks for the offload, gets it away, and they are in. The Brown Bears, you're going to have a little chat, the referee team, but it looks as if Campbell O'Connor has scored in this one. We will get confirmation. And number 11, Campbell O'Connor, number 7, takes it into contact for the Bears. He's been a standout for them all season, the kid out of London, England. Lonsignor again goes for the torpedo bomb option, and he's connected nicely, and it bounces here at the back for Lorenzo Villani, who pops the Good carry there by O'Connor. Sets it back for Lewis, who finds Lonsonure and again goes for the up and under. Zeller and McAlpine chasing after it, and McAlpine gets a boot to it. Dummy pump. Lorenzato plays it back for Keelan Coyle. At the back here for Lonsonure. Here he is, the dancey right foot step. Bursts through one tackle. And his body's lying all over it for St Bonaventure. So Brown get the penalty again. Just a bit of ill discipline letting them down at the moment. So Brown will have another opportunity to try and extend their lead on the stroke of half time, and they'll go for the points.
And that time it was Lonsonure who we used to kick in. He did a run there. He's a very dangerous runner. He was moving the defensive player. He got the go forward, which was really important for the attacker. As a defender made a cover tackle. He couldn't roll away, hence the penalty. So really well worked by Brown, and particularly from that man on screen right now.
Raphael Lonsonure sets up for the shot at goal. He's had a pretty good kicking percentage rate this year for Brown. I couldn't tell you what that is exactly, but watching a lot of their games, he certainly knows how to get the ball through the uprights as he sets up with a man out of France. Here goes Lonsonure. Pretty clean strike. How's the accuracy? Just as good. 11 points to 6. It is a 5-point buffer for the Brown Bears over St Bonaventure. Your NCR Division 1 semi-final action coming to you live here from Penn State. Attacked eventually by popping the ball off. Lewis off to Lonsonure, cross field kick, a little bit of space for Zeller. He could have been impeded, but no, says the referee, so we play on. Coyle tried to get the pass away, but it's messy stuff, and Junior Guffer comes up off the ball. Aitken, the prop, plays scrum half after Tola. Coyle, short pass away to Villani, down the outside, Villani. St Bonaventure careful not to concede a penalty here to St Bonaventure, and Juan Pens come through the back. Lonsonure, short play pass. New man on the field for the Bears. Mertzel. Here's Lonsonure dancing through 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at him go, Raphael Lonsonure. Lewis finds Dyer. Gets it off to Antonio. Just moments ago, but don't go away because the ball's still in play, and we're underway again with Coyle, who sends it deep down to Lonsonure after the Bears failed to find touch. Lonsonure puts up the banana torpedo. Who finds Stephens. They find some open pasture. It's in the hands again of Lonsonure, who puts it to boot, and the ball stays in play. That's a nice kick there from Lonsonure, forcing Stephens back to collect the ball. And Stephens has to put it in touch. And that, Craig Wilson, is a massive net gain for the Brown Bears. That is huge.
Yeah, when you needed your 10, Raphael Lonsonure the most, what a kick he puts in. And then it's been a hallmark of Brown all day. It's not just a good kick, it's the kick chase. And that is putting pressure on those backfield for St Bonaventure, and you had no option there. You just got to clear your lines because you don't want to get turned over that deep into the field. So really good structured rugby there, and their kicking and kick chase has been on point today.
Well, it'll be Joel Husso to feed into what could be the last line out of the... Brown trying to get in there and force a penalty. Hawthorne looks for the offload but can't find Greg Stephens. Carlson, the replacement scrum half, throws the intercept. Dan Archer, Captain Fantastic, swoops it up. And a penalty to Brown. That could be the ball game. The Brown Bears could be on the road to Houston We will see the referee's time. But that could be all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like they're going to take the shot at goal to try and put this one to bed, and they will indeed. Wow, Craig Wilson, have a breath.
Wow, talk about needing your captain most. Dan Archer for Brown, not only been scrummaging like a demon and lifting his jumpers in the line out and winning rucks, he got the intercept exactly when they needed it most. And what a play from Dan Archer. That's testament to his leadership, his fitness, his skill level. And that gives a chance for Brown to see this game out. But you never know what might happen. It could bounce off the post. The ball could still be live here. So we've got an exciting finish ahead of us.
Wow. Raphael Lonsenor with the opportunity to send Brown on the plane to Houston. Here he goes. Strikes it pretty cleanly. The direction just as good. And that is all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. The Brown Bears are your champions. Look at the Gatorade bottles go flying. Look at the passion. It's fantastic scenes here at Penn State Berks. And they have punched their name on the ticket to Houston. 11 points to 9. A furious encounter we've witnessed here today. And credit to St. Bonaventure just staying in the fight. And Craig Wilson, we have witnessed one of the great games of collegiate rugby here today.
Absolutely, and I think the man of the match has got to go to that man, Dan Archer. Brilliant play, just when you needed him most. But a big shout out has to go to Raphael Lonsenor. He managed that game really, really well and just kept Brown going. And it was just a massive testament to Brown. I think their kick chase was excellent, but also their defense, their cover defense was on point. But a big, big mention goes to St. Bonaventure. They were inches away from taking
Should figure out a way to mount something on top of there so I can have that up there. Good evening to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Aviva Stadium here in Houston, Texas. It is National Collegiate Rugby Championship weekend. This is the D1 National Championship where the Brown Bears will take on the Queen's University Royals here at Aviva Stadium. I am John Broker, joined by the contact coach, Craig Wilson. Craig, what an evening for rugby here in Houston.
Oh, thanks for having me, John. Really excited to be here. This is the big dance, the big game. Brown versus Queens, two form teams coming into it. This is going to be a great battle.
You see the teams coming out. Let's talk about the Brown Bears first and how they got here. The Brown Bears rode to Houston. They were 10-0 on the regular season. Came through
that Brown scrum.
5'9", 275. Not a lot on the field. I want to tackle him, but we're going to get underway. It's going to be referee Ian Seaton. From right to left on your screen is Queen's University. Brown knocks on that first kickoff. That's Ollie Corbett in the red scrum cap. Then knocked that one on. So Queens on the run. They want to get moving quick, as Coach McKinney said. We're here at the National Collegiate Rugby D1 Championship. Queens early touch of the ball here. Queens looking strong. Queens get outside the 22. Contesting the breakdown is Brown.
Work, no hands.
Ball nearly turned over. They're trying to slow him down, but away they get that. Through K. K moves it out wide. That's the big man. He's hard to bring down, as you would imagine. Underway here. Under a minute gone. It's been Queens' ball. Queens looking very, very nifty at the moment. Good playing career in England before he came over to the States for college. Dan Archer, the passionate South African-born captain of this Brown team, took that one in, gets back to Lonsenor. They launch one up in the air. They come back is Queens. Queens looks to put that one towards touch. It bounces back towards them. Really have to be careful of that in this game.
Knock on into touch.
Yeah, that's going to come. There's a knock on there. He finds his way to the try zone quite easily. Breakdown work from Queens, trying to slow down this Brown Bears attack. Quickly they are, but they're going to get that one away. Dylan Lewis. Lewis gets it to Lonsanor. Lonsanor looking for the cross kick. It's a little high there. Ball bounces out of Corbett's hands. We're going to come back for a penalty, however. Corbett, with that just a bit ahead of him, could be a different outcome right now.
Yeah, that was a good battle in the air. Very well set.
Took a good hit there. He's a little bit of a leg injury. Gaffa drives his way through. Gaffa makes some ground. Lewis coming back in the other direction. Lonsanor puts a quick one up. Big power coming in from one of the front rowers there for Brown. Lonsanor again. Steps, comes around. Lonsanor. He can certainly run. Born in Aix-en-Provence, France. Played his high school rugby in Singapore.
New advantage.
Another advantage against Queens. Player not rolling away quick enough. Dyer steps into the first receiver spot. Gets it back there to Dan Archer. Archer from St. John's College in South Africa. Lonsanor, ball in hand again, but referee Ian Seaton is going to whistle it up and just bring it back.
Middle.
Yeah, good intensity there from both teams. And Queens right now are just getting caught out at the ruck. So Brown are really dominating that ruck area, particularly when they have it on attack. And that's just forcing.
Have a word with your boys. Can't have any more down here. Somebody's going to go off. Have a word. Just give him a second. Yeah, you go for points.
It looks like, as we listen into the referee there was a team warning and a yellow card. And it's just all about trying to clear that ruck. Queens have been guilty of not getting away. And that gives Raphael Lancier, number 10. He's got a golden boot on him. I don't want to jinx him, but he's got a great kick. And this gives an opportunity to get points pretty early on in this first half.
See the Brown pressure. Lonsanor. The sophomore.
Okay, watch his back on, guys.
Crowd quiets down here at Aviva Stadium. Good followings here from both of these schools. Grace Calhoun, athletic vice president from Brown, in attendance. Spoke to the team yesterday. Lonsanor slots that one. And it is good, according to assistant referees Matt Lake and Alex Hedquist. We mentioned our refereeing team, number 4, Dave Haynes, a great Dave number that comes down to El Hasso. Clean tackle. 2 players up. Let's see what they can make of this. They're certainly going to run. Big runners coming through. That's Estevez. Down to Lewis, finds Lonsanor. Lonsanor is going to go to the boot. Lonsanor launches one just in the middle of the field by the 22. Well taken there by Roman Denevi. Moves that ball forward.
No, stay.
The Royals a chance to attack here. Well tackled. Ball coming back. They want to play some position here while they get at least one player back on the field. Lonsanor patrolling the backfield for the Bears. Steps inside, takes a big hit for his troubles there, but we have an advantage. Another player laying a big hit. Possibly not wrapping there. We'll see if there's going to be another conversation. Brown players certainly making their feelings known to Brown field. It's a 6-man set of forwards for Queens against a full complement here from Brown. You'd expect to see them go with that. Take a look at this shot on Lonsanor.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to look back on this there. These great feet from Lonsanor. Really, really good. He's good at kicking, but he's also very, very apt at running. And he's a key player for Brown, and he's got this team down in this area.
Speedy game they've been trying to play, have not been able to get unleashed so far, but definitely have the players to do it. And there comes one right there. Big run coming for Queens. Who can take down this big man? Can they get him? Tackle coming across. It takes a few minutes. Player not keeping his feet. Here comes Queens trying to make it happen. Queens puts a little chip through. Are they going to get a hold of this? Lonsanor makes a last gasp tackle. Comes back. It was a scrum half on scrum half, but knock on comes in. It's going to be a scrum for the Queens Royals on the 5-meter line of the Brown Bears.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this from Queens right now. Regardless.
Player pushed forward into it. Penalty against them for not releasing. Bit of a mistake there early on. Brown will want to slow this down, take the line out as they try to get all their players back on the field.
I suspect they may even take the points. Yeah, like with the points on offer, you've got to remember now that Brown are playing into the win. So this is going to be a much longer kick than it looks. But that man, number 10, Rafael Lancia, he's got a big old boot on him. And this is just smart from Brown, because even if they miss, it's going to be a dropout. They're going to get possession back, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to take the sting out of this game and kill that Queen's momentum they've just earned.
Lonsanur. Lots of points on the board so far this season. The sophomore, definitely within his range. Lonsanur hangs that one up. And that is good. They're at 13. They answer right away. Do the Brown Bears. Queens had the first say. Brown had the second say of the second half.
And that's how you answer adversity from a Brown point of view. So they just got put under pressure.
Coach McKinney is pretty big on. Here comes Queens. Queens looking for the space. The space opens up. Tackle comes in eventually from Zeller. Zeller trying to drive over it. May have been a try-saving tackle there.
Thank you.
Queens still on the move.
Backwards through the
Ball comes loose, but it's gone back. Referee says play. Back to Brown. Lewis puts the boot. Doesn't get a ton of space on it. Well fielded in the backfield by Queens.
And even if the scoreboard's not going down, they want to slow it down. So let's look at Dylan Lewis here. He puts a lot of height on the ball. Number 10, Lancier, great timing on the tackle. There's pressure on at the ruck, and then you can see from the Queens clear out, it wasn't through the gate. It was an easy call for the referee.
See where they go with this one. Free play. Looking in the middle, they get it to Gaffa. Gaffa gets taken down by a shoelace in the middle of the field. Lewis gets a hold of it. The player looked like he was offsides there to me, but Estevez gets it. Referee's going to play on. Already still under advantage. Knocks the Okapi Wanderer off the former Okapi Paris time. National Collegiate Rugby D1 trophy on the line.
Bind.
Will it be a party in Charlotte, or will they be celebrating on College Hill in Providence? Comes in, good drive coming in, but penalty against Brown. Again, driving in on an angle. They're going to go quick. They need 2 tries, but they have 3.5 minutes. They can get their explosive runners out here into some of this open space. Down 2 players. Lonsanur gets a hold of it. Lonsanur, good work. He steps around. Needs a couple of friends to join the party to win that ball, and finds it. Ball coming back out here.
Off you go.
Has been so steady on the spot.
Hands on the ground first.
Penalty this time against Queens. Kickable position. Okay, but what a performance throughout the season from the forwards for this Brown Bears team, Craig.
Yeah, the Brown juggernaut took them all the way to the final, and then that was the game where the forwards brilliant play.
Hyatt from National Collegiate Rugby on the field holding the trophy.
Thank you very much. Ready?
Championship. Congratulations to Coach McLeod and the program. D1 champions are Brown University for Providence, taking over Queens University, the Royals, in what can be called a hard-fought game.
Yeah, that was a tough battle.
Someone take the trophy. I don't know.